The Dodgers are ruining baseball again. Kyle Tucker is a Dodger. Hey, they should just start the lockout now and give the Dodgers the World Series trophy. Also, we got some more juicy Lakers trade rumors. Could we see them add this wing? Some juicy Lakers talk. Also, Rams, Bears. I got the 5 keys to a Rams win over Chicago. A Rams player who wants to get some get back over a Seahawks player after a dirty play. And we're also talking about the LBC, some regulators, the new name for a new baseball team in LA. Also, the LA Sports Mount Rushmore. That's coming up next on the LA Sports Report.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, and welcome to the LA Sports Report, the fastest growing podcast about all LA sports, the Dodgers, the Lakers, USC, UCLA, Rams, Chargers, LAFC, the Galaxy. The Clippers are playing better basketball. We got Roberts Clippers. I'm going to throw in here on some segments. So if you're new to the show, this is your home for not just your teams, but the truth about your teams. We keep it 100 on this show. We give you the truth. This is no sugarcoating. This is where you're going to get the hardcore takes about LA teams. Something that just does not exist on the market. My name is Doug McKain. Friends call me DMAC. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. I've covered LA sports for over a decade. I'm loyal to the soil. That's why it was very important for me to put this show together. Because I just need to give you the truth about LA sports. And the truth about LA sports is that, like it says in the intro, LA is the sports capital of the world. And a lot of that has to do with the Dodgers being a dynasty, with the Dodgers being a team that's willing to outspend, that's willing to do anything they can to reinvest into their team. And yesterday, the Dodgers stunned the baseball world once again by signing Kyle Tucker. Now, I want to start with this whole LA ruins baseball thing. Dodgers ruin baseball, right? Fans out there, hey, just the Dodgers, they could beat an all-star team. They could beat a WBC national team. They are a cheat code, all-stars at every single position. And sure, there's no doubt about it that the Dodgers essentially do have that to a degree. I mean, think about that. Imagine this lineup. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Paz, Tommy Edman. And then your pitchers, Yamamoto, Snell, Ohtani, Glasnow, Sasaki. And then you got to hear Timmy Trumpets and Edwin Diaz come out and close the game against you. Sure, on paper, that's one of the greatest lineups, one of the greatest rotations with one of the greatest relievers we've ever seen. But this idea the Dodgers are ruining baseball is just 100% not true. The truth is if there were more teams out there that were willing to spend on players and they were more committed to winning, that there wouldn't be as many big name players signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers, because there'd be better organizations out there. They would have more of a chance to win. And the Dodgers just have said to themselves, you know what? If no one else wants to spend, we're going to do it. And then you add the fact that they've created this organization where players want to play for. So the truth is, they're not ruining baseball. I talked about it today earlier. Ratings are up. Attendance is up. Everything is up across the board. But think about this. Right now, Kyle Tucker, his new deal, he's making more this year than the entire Cardinals projected 26-man roster. And Dustin May is the highest paid player on the Cardinals at $12.5 million. The Dodgers' estimated payroll of $410 million is more than the White Sox, A's, Rays, Guardians, and Marlins combined. With that 110% CBT penalty, they're going to be dropping well over 126, 125 to 150, 160, get to 200 million. Who knows what else they do? That's more than the payrolls of 11 teams. Think about this. I'm not saying that their payroll is this much more than these many teams. I'm saying that what they are going to just pay in luxury tax, where they sent the record last year at 169 million, what they paid in that, what they're going to be paying in luxury tax is going to be more than 11 teams in Major League Baseball. The Reds, the Rockies, the Cardinals, the Twins, the Nationals, the Pirates, the White Sox, the Athletics, the Tampa Bay Rays, Cleveland Guardians, and the Miami Marlins. That is the disparity here. So there's a lot of anger from MLB fans that is aimed at the Dodgers, who are reinvesting their revenue into their team. But the anger is misguided. It's misplaced. It needs to be directed at the owners of these cheap teams that are more concerned with making profit, with more concern about not investing and winning than they are like the Dodgers. So look, the truth is the cap, the floor debate, that's going to be interesting over the next year. But the truth is the majority of these owners in Major League Baseball, like I told you about, they're treating their teams like they're ATMs. Instead of treating them like competitive entities that are expected to compete for their division, for their league, and for their title. They are the ones that are ruining baseball. Because, hey, hold your pitchforks and hold your emails and hold your tweets and all the things you want to put on social media. But even the lowest owner in Major League Baseball is worth $500 million. And they're not putting money into the team. So what they need to do is they need to make sure that every single ownership group in Major League Baseball is a team and a guy, a girl, whoever it is that's owning these teams. They need to make sure that they are willing to compete. And here's the thing too. If you want to bring on a salary cap, go ahead and do it. They're not going to make the Dodgers trade anyone. They're not going to change their roster. And the truth is, you give them the rules and they're play by the rules. I have had this conversation with Dodgers CEO Stan Kasten about this. And he said, look, give us the rules. We'll play by the rules. And I think that the Dodgers will be even better because they'll find different ways to make sure they have the best talent available. And then that's when, if talent is spread around, then the big equalizer will be coaching, will be scouting, will be development. It'll be all these things that the Dodgers already do have. But hey, ruining baseball? No, they have saved baseball. No one was talking about baseball 3 years ago. No one. Like the Rangers and the D-backs, they were getting like preseason NFL ratings. Nobody watched that. Did they even does it count to win a World Series if no one watched? Like, does that ring still shine? Does the trophy still shine? Nobody watched. Now everyone's watching, and that's when you've entered. That's when you leveled up. Like, that's where I think the Dodgers go from here, is they've gone from a great franchise, a historic franchise, the franchise of the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Boys of Summer, Jackie Robinson, Sandy Koufax, Fernando Valenzuela, Oral Hershiser, the Boys in Blue, Tommy Lasorda. There was a certain level of, hey, like, we love and respect the Dodgers, right? Now it's you either love the Dodgers or you hate the Dodgers. Nothing in between. There's no indifference. It's the same way you feel about the Dallas Cowboys. It's the same way you feel about the Los Angeles Lakers. It's the same way you feel about Real Madrid. Soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. And that is the level up that the Dodgers have made. Hey, go get you some haters, right? The more haters you have, the better you're probably doing in life. So the more haters, the better. I'm sipping on their tears. I'm loving this. I love this because guess what? As the Dodgers fans that had to live through getting a World Series stolen from them and having an owner that didn't want to trade for CC Sabathia to help him win a World Series and have the rest of the fan base is out there clowning the Dodgers saying, oh, all that money just so you could lose in the postseason. I miss that narrative. Now it's, oh no, they have everyone. What are we going to do? They're the Avengers of baseball. So yeah, keep crying. Now going to Kyle Tucker, talk a little bit about him. I think there's some other quick thoughts on Tuck, King Tuck, that I think that we'll get into really quick here. And the couple things that kind of stand out to me for Kyle Tucker as a player, it is that with this signing, think about what the Dodgers have done with this signing. With this signing, and yes, it's a 4-year, $240 million contract, $60 million a year, AAV down to 57.1 with the $30 million in deferrals and that. But what the Dodgers are doing here is absolutely brilliant. What the Dodgers have done here with Kyle Tucker is now all those long-term deals that have mostly been bad, the Albert Pujols contract, right? Like all these deals that have ended up aging like 7-Eleven sushi in the sun. All those terrible deals where you're getting these great players, you get maybe 1 or 2 prime years, and then they start to decline, and then it's 38, 39, 30, 40. You know what the heck to do with these guys. You're like, dude, these are AARP guys. Go in the retirement home already, right? Like, go home, Unk, you know? Well, now what the Dodgers have done, they've set a new precedent where now players out there know, hey, come win with us, get a big-time AAV, but then also the Dodgers and teams like that are getting these players just for their prime years. So they got Kyle Tucker for $60 million a year without having to worry about the age 35 and 36 and 37 and 38 season where you're just like, oh man, like it's like having an old dog. You're like, man, I love that dog. And you know, it's like, you don't want to tell him, hey, it might be time to kind of take him to the back like old Yeller, right? You don't have to worry about that. You just get the prime years of him. And that's what they're getting from Kyle Tucker. I mean, opt-outs after years 2 and 3. I mean, what? Is there going to be more money out there for him? So, yeah, I think that's a great move there. And here's the thing, too. Another thing about Kyle Tucker is he's not like the face of your franchise player type guy. In fact, half of his starts in his career, he's bat 5th or lower in the lineup. He's never hit more than 30 home runs in a season. And he's only finished top 10 the MVP once. So because of that, he's with the perfect team, right? That he makes sense. So what makes him a great player? Well, one, he's versatile, does a lot of things very well. He has one of the best abilities of just taking his walks when he needs to, not striking. He's the 85th percentile in walk rate, strike rate, chase rate. He's in that Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Geraldo Perdomo territory. That's perfect. Andrew's age 29 season. The best comp for Kyle Tucker would be, think Larry Walker of the Colorado Rockies. He's very Larry Walker. And you look at their stats to their age 29 season, Larry Walker, 135 home runs, Kyle Tucker, 147. Stolen bases, Walker, 114, Kyle Tucker, 119. Slugging percentage, around the same, 504 for Tucker and 507 for Larry Walker. And strikeouts, around the same, too. So both those guys, I think, are going to have those similarities because they're going to age well. And kind of the last thing on Tucker is this. I think everyone wants to kind of get these types of players, right? He's good from the left side, good from the right side. The defense isn't that great after he won the Gold Glove in 2022. But everyone who thinks that, the Dodgers are going to go for 116 wins and try to pass the 2001 Mariners, I think they learned about 2022 after winning 111 games and getting bounced in the first round. That's not what they're going to do. They're not concerned about 162 games. They're not concerned about 116 or 120 games. They want to get those 11 wins in the postseason. For last year, it was 13 wins. So there you go. Kyle Tucker is a Dodger. Now, as far as the lineup goes, it'll be interesting to see where he bats. That's a question I'm going to ask Dave Roberts myself. But I don't see him batting anywhere past fifth. I want to see him and Freddie Freeman going back-to-back in the lineup. But next, after the let's tuck and go, how about really, really making everyone furious and making everyone even more mad? Do the Dodgers get Tarik Skubal this year? Now, how is this related to Kyle Tucker? Well, I'll tell you how. The Dodgers got Kyle Tucker with having to give up anything, right? They just give him money. Now they have all of their prospects at their disposal to make a blockbuster move. And I think right now, for anyone that wants to downplay the Dodgers or saying that they're done, I think about what Andrew Friedman said a few months ago when he said that, oh, they're not going to do a lot of heavy lifting and the heavy lifting might be over. Oh, really? Heavy lifting? And then you end up with the top closer and then the top hitter, the top overall player. So let's see, because they've already stunned with Edwin Diaz. They already shocked with Kyle Tucker. But Tarik Skubal, I think that if they got Tarik Skubal, they would just give the 2026 World Series trophy to the Dodgers. They would start the lockout early, and we could miss some serious time because people would be pretty upset about it. The meltdown, the crash outs would be generational. Now, as far as Tarik Skubal, he's been kind of living the life in Detroit. He was at a Red Wings game. He's kind of just been out and about. He was at a Michigan State basketball game. He's been kind of living that Detroit life and embrace the community. But he's going to be a free agent this offseason. And he's currently locked into a contract dispute with the Detroit Tigers. He filed for arbitration at $32 million. The Tigers counted at $19 million. That's a $13 million difference. So there's bad blood with them. And with the Dodgers' resources, with their minor leagues, with the kind of prospects they have, they can put together the very best trade package available for Scubal. I mean, if they want to trade, if they want to sign him for close to $32 million and move him, it's not outside the realm of possibility. And I think, look, at this point, it's a good conversation to have. Look, do you want to get like? It's time to just pig out, right? Are the Dodgers pigs at this point? Like, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Are the Dodgers hogs at that point? Personally, I don't think you have any margin for error this season. With the lockout looming, with a chance of three-peat, I know Pat Riley is somewhere rubbing his hands together because he knows he's going to cash in on those residuals. By the way, fun fact, Pat Riley gets 5% of all revenue that comes from three-peat merch. So we'll see if the Dodgers even go that route. But you look at the rotation as it stands on paper. Yeah, it looks great. It looks awesome with Yamamoto and Shohei. And the funny thing about it is that was a generational run for the Dodgers. It was an all-time run, but it was also a regular season team where you had Michael Conforto, the con, Michael Conforto, and you replace Michael Conforto with Kyle Tucker, and then you replace, I don't want to say Tanner Scott because I think he's going to have a bounce-back season, but you replace him as the closer with Edwin Diaz. So the team that has just won back-to-back titles really has gotten better. So they have shown us that even when they have a really stacked roster and when they're improving, that they're still willing to try to get better. They're still willing to do more. And there have been legitimate talks between the Tigers and the Dodgers. There is communication there. And at the end of the day, if the Tigers are going to move him, which they have to, they'd be absolute fools. That'd be organizational malpractice if the Detroit Tigers did not trade Tarik Skubal at some point this season, whether that be before opening day or at the trade deadline, because they're not going to come close to what he's looking for in free agency because Scott Boras, he's trying to set a new record. I talked to people about this at the winter meetings. He wants a 4 at the start of that contract with Tarik Skubal. And for the Tigers to sign Tarik Skubal to a $400 million contract, that contract has to be for 400 years. Okay. They ain't getting those Scubal snacks for 400 milli. So here's the thing. Like, as crazy as this sounds, like, why would the Dodgers say, oh, no, we're good now? If they are going to trade him, the Dodgers are going to do their due diligence. And look, if Glasnow's in the deal, who knows? I mean, we know that they have talked to him about this and said, okay, we're not going to trade you. But Dave Roberts looked us straight in the eye during the winter meeting and he said that, oh, Teoscar Hernandez is our right fielder. Pause, couple beats, and then he said, for now. So I'm just saying, like, let's just go all the way ruin baseball. Like, let's absolutely start the lockout early. Let's make them more upset, and let's trade for Tarik Skubal. All right, we got some comments. We're going to switch gears to the Lake Show. We got Dan Moreno. Can Bo play third? I guess the Mets will find out. Yeah, it was no Bichette for the Dodgers, not Bo Bichette. Commented, relationship, Dodgers signed a cloned Babe Ruth. There you go. A cloned Babe Ruth. Jesus Christ of Bethlehem. I like that. The cloned Babe Ruth is a Los Angeles Dodger. Sierra Brew, it worked for Anaheim and Ohtani. Oh, wait. No, it didn't. Purple face cry. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, all these players were on different teams that didn't know what to do with them. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, he was the Bugatti at the trailer park meme, and they won absolutely nothing. Zero. We've got let's trade for Scubal from Simone Carnell. I mean, honestly, like, why not? Like, at this point, make them mad. Please get Scubal from Los Dodgers. Best show in LA. Appreciate that. Hey, Rob, hear that? The best show in LA.
Hey, man, you know?
I mean, there's some the crazy thing is, like, LA is where, like, so many shows are filmed. And to say that we're the best show in LA, that means something to me, dog. Appreciate that. Dan Moreno, Tigers might want to trade Tarik Skubal after Skubal wins the arbitration case. They can't afford about 30. That's what I just said right now. Is $32 million to the Tigers might as well be $32 billion with these broke cheap owners in Major League Baseball right now. So that would really say, okay, like, sure. I mean, they do have a roster that could compete in their division this season. But if you were in a position to get some prospects, I'd trade Josue DePaula for 1 year of Tarik Skubal. I would. I just would. And the reason I say that is, yes, I believe in DePaula, but now that you have Teo for a couple more years, and who knows if he gets traded, that's something that's a very real possibility. But Pages is still in the pre-arbitration phase. He's getting up there it'll take some time. You got Tommy Edman under contract for multiple years. Look, the truth is like, where are these guys going to play? And you have Kyle Tucker here for at least 2 years, and that aligns with his prime. I look at it this way. Can Josue DePaula help the Dodgers win a World Series in 2026, or can Tarik Skubal? Answer the question, honestly. Is Tarik Skubal, right? And if you could include one of these other pitchers from the depth, you really think that Tarik Skubal is going to come to LA and see how they do things in this organization, a organization that was built on pitching. Here's a fun fact. Since the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles, they have the lowest ERA in all of Major League Baseball for any team since the late 50s. This organization was built on pitching. So I would feel pretty confident, just like I felt pretty confident when they traded for Mookie Betts, they could get a deal done. So, all right, we've got, the chat is popping. We got Pix Graficos. I do my best to like, sometimes I'm in hell trying to pronounce these names on the profile. Can we get some, like, can you guys go to like normal, just like go put like Bob, Steve, Jenny, like just go like, it's always like, this is Pix Graficos. Help me out here, Rob. What is he saying? DMAC, Bruce Wayne's the owner secret of the secret Dodgers. LOL. I got a funny comment. there's a funny comment yesterday where, I mean, I've heard it all at this point, where I'm being accused of being a corporate shill of the Dodgers. I'm accused of being paid by Andrew Friedman. I'm accused of being paid by Dave Roberts. But this one made me laugh. I saw this one. Where's this one? It's like Tom Stevens somewhere. He basically said that, like, I was a script writer for the Dodgers and I'm using them as my personal chess pieces or something like that. But yeah, I know it was. Where is it? It was hilarious. Yeah, I like this. The BWO. That'd be a good shirt too. The Blue World Order. Yeah, that's the one I've been trying to cook up for a while. Maybe we could use the font for sure. But here we go. Where is it? I got some more comments here. I like it. We got now get Scubal, Dodgers fan in Texas, thinking about driving down to get a Tucker jersey. Best week of sports in my life. I don't know what that really. How could you say it's better than like Game 7? Kyle Tucker's the best week of sports in your life. That's a bold. I mean, it's not even the best free agent week of our lives. So like, there's that. Like, they're saying that, right? All right, we got Claudia. The Dodgers are the only one who can afford Scubal at $400 million. Even if it doesn't come down, okay. Here's the comment. It says DMAC said that if it came down to Mets short term versus Dodgers short term, that it would be the Dodgers. That's exactly what happened. I'm starting to believe that DMAC is a script writer for the Dodgers, and that he's simply moving these pieces around the chessboard like they're chess pieces, and this is owned by the Dodgers themselves to push the narrative of their players. Does DMAC drive a DeLorean, go Dodgers? No, look, it's pretty common sense. Like, it's like, you know, as much credit as I want to take in victory laps and this and that, I won't take the Kyle Tucker victory lap. Trust me, I didn't say they would sign Kyle Tucker, but I did say that you can never rule them out, and that if it came between the Dodgers short term and the Mets short term, he'd be a Dodger. But you just can't rule this organization out just because they're so well run. We got some more here. Then we're going to switch to the purple and cold. Of course, I'm talking about the Lakers. We got DMAC, aka the Dodgers Whisper. We got Elise. There we go. Elise, I'll take that one. Dodgers will shut down baseball because everyone else is going to quit. I mean, I'm fine with that. That means we just get to have the World Series forever. And that's fine with me. I mean, the Padres quit like every September and October anyway. Claudia 11, the Dodgers are here to win. Okay, all right, let's switch to the Lake Show. We'll talk some more Lakers. We'll talk some more Dodgers at the end of the show. But here we go. See, the Let's Go Dodgers is a little different than Let's Go Lakers, right, Rob? Am I crazy? Or does it sound exactly the same?
They're a little different. I mean, yeah, so I like the basketball, the whistle.
Yeah, the whistle. Yeah. I like the buzzer too. Yeah. You know, that could be a good top 10, like the best sports sounds. Because you know what my number one favorite sports sound is?
What's that?
It's the doink when the football hits the uprights on a missed field goal.
Ooh.
Okay, what's your number one sports sound, buddy? Oh.
Oh, it's so loud.
Oh, or how about when the ball goes in when Jalen Suggs hits that shot against UCLA in the Final Four? Is that what you're trying to say?
I love that sound.
You love that sound? Okay, Noah, what's your favorite sports sound?
Ooh.
There's so many good ones. I mean, the bat hitting the ball. I mean, bat hitting the ball, popping the mitt. Oh, no. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that one's good. Or just, yeah, I like that too. You know, the wedgie? The wedgie's pretty legit. Yeah. No, I'll tell you my favorite sports sound in basketball is when someone is shooting a shot that they're making fun of the fact that they're shooting that shot and they go, hell no. I love that. Like Kevin Garnett. All right, good transition to the NBA where the Lakers continue to struggle. The Lakers lose to the Charlotte Hornets yesterday, and LaMelo Ball, he went off. They had no answer for him, and this Lakers defense just continues to struggle. The Lakers have now lost 5 of their last 8 games. The chemistry with this group without Austin Reeves I wouldn't say it's a major issue, but kind of those good vibes that we saw to start the season with the Lakers, they just have not been there. And right now in the Western Conference, you're still not in the worst position. I mean, you're in the 5th seed. You're in the 5th spot in front of the Rockets, the Suns, the Warriors. But, I mean, you have a couple bad games, and all of a sudden you're looking at the 8th spot. So it looked like the Lakers were headed for a real, like a top 4 seed at the worst. But now the losses are coming in bunches. The Lakers got smoked. They got embarrassed by the Hornets. And the Lakers came out. They led by as many as 13 points in the first quarter. And then they lost each of the next 3 quarters. They were outscored in the second quarter 34-16. The Hornets shot 20 for 43 from beyond the arc. LaMelo Ball, Noel's GOAT, went 9 for 17 from beyond the arc. That had been kind of mixed emotions for you, Noel, last night. Because I've had those games too, like, Russ and the Thunder. I get it. Like, I get it. You want to see your guy do well, but you want to see your team win. But, I mean, 30 points. And the thing is for the Lakers is they were trying to switch everything. And when you switch everything, it's supposed to limit 3-point shots. But when you're watching that game, you're seeing DeAndre Ayton being matched up with LaMelo Ball. And look, it looked like a game that the Lakers were going to get right. It looked like a game that they were going to kind of build some momentum, but it just didn't happen. And Luka Doncic put in another game where you feel pretty good about. Scored 39 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. LeBron, 29 points and 9 rebounds and 6 assists. And that's what scares me. That's what terrifies me about this group is when Luka can go for 39 and LeBron can go for 29 and you still get smoked by the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, Jake LaRavia had 18 points and 3 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton had 12 points and 6 rebounds. But it's the defense that is really hurting the Lakers right now. The defense has been absolutely atrocious for the purple and gold. And it really makes you wonder about JJ Redick and coaching this team and getting the most out of this group because they have defensive problems that they just have not been able to fix. A 117.1 defensive rating. That's the 6th worst in the association. And I think what you're seeing with the Lakers is their 3 best players, they're really good on offense, but they're not natural defenders, especially at this stage of their career for LeBron James. LeBron James is prime. He could defend and he could get block shots. I mean, really, I think his most iconic moment is the block in Game 7 against the Warriors, among others. But, I mean, they're just not stopping anyone. And what really is killing you is, yeah, LaMelo hit some crazy shots, and he certainly is one of the best. I think I'm going to throw up a little bit here, but he is one of the best offensive players in the NBA. I'll give you that, Noel. One of the best offensive players in the NBA. One of the most fun offensive players of the NBA. Shout out Chino Hills, man. I'm surprised. Noel, you don't have a Chino Hills LaMelo Ball jersey? I'm going to get you that for Christmas because I know there's probably any officials. I'll get you like a good bootleg one, though. Right? They're the Wolves or the Huskies. They're the Huskies. Yeah, that green. You had Fro Lonzo. What a time, right? What a time, right? But yeah, if you're not going to fix that defense, you're going to have to, I think, if you're serious about this season and trying to compete at any point for a title, I think it's a personnel thing because, like I said, your 3 best players are offensive dynamos, but they're not defenders. And yesterday after the game, JJ Redick said, we didn't do a good job of containing the basketball at times, and then at times they made ridiculous shots. We did 3 different coverages tonight, so it's not like we're not trying. We're trying. Those are the kind of post-game remarks I don't like. Like, we're trying, please. And we did it. They made ridiculous shots. A little getting some excuses vibes from them. And look, there were some threes that you could put prime Scottie Pippen on LaMelo Ball last night, and he was probably going to make them. And he was, I'm not going to be old man, yells at clouds, but he was kind of discontinuing that dribble a couple times, man. And look, they got to call that a little tighter, I think. But still, look, bottom line, They couldn't rebound. They couldn't defend the three. And they get out-rebounded 50-35. You got Drew Timme as a backup big on a two-way contract. And I hate Drew Timme. I'm going to put that. No, I was kidding. Shout out to Gonzaga. But with Hayes out, he's your backup. He's not even being used. So how does that even make any sense? And then you go to small ball, and then they look. Let's call what it is. I mean, they got absolutely destroyed on the boards, and they need to find something. And look, I do think that JJ Redick is a star potentially. It kind of makes you wonder what the next step is in his growth. And I think his hands are a little bit tied just because of the way the roster is set up. But just look at the teams they've lost to: a 14-26 Hornets team, an 8-30 Kings team. I mean, if you're looking like the best offensive team in the history of the NBA, if you make these guys look like they're unguardable. So every upcoming team on their schedule, they've got to be looking at the Lakers defense and just absolutely salivating, knowing that, hey, their offensive stars can go just straight up supernova on this team. So, yeah, they need to do something. They need to change something. By the way, I want to show you this clip for the Charlotte Hornets broadcaster yesterday that was calling out Luka Doncic, calling him a whiner.
This guy is a whiner. And the Hornets have a chance to make it hurt. A potential 4-point play.
So calling Luka Doncic a whiner as the main guy too, like as the main guy for Charlotte. It's not like this is someone. And like, here's the thing: Eric Collins, who's the broadcaster for the Charlotte Hornets, he's by far one of my favorite of the regional guys. And he's not a mean guy too. I mean, Eric Collins is like known to be a really, really nice guy, but to call him the whiner, that's the most disrespectful thing that you could call him. I mean, I just think that he needs to kind of shake that. And here's the thing: Luka Doncic is pretty much in a tier of his own when it comes to whining, and I'm not mad at it. Everyone's defending, saying, well, "How could you call Luka a whiner?" Right? Is it disrespectful? Sure, but he gets 12 free throws a game, and sure, he does kind of act like a toddler that's trying to get his way with his parents and throwing a little temper tantrum because he wants 20 free throws. But it kind of works, and it kind of does. So, look, I mean, it's interesting to see that from a broadcaster, him calling him a whiner. Now, another thing I want to touch on, too, is this. Max Kellerman had the most asinine take of the year. Max Kellerman has gone from ESPN's First Take to Rich Paul and the Ringer's Worst Take. Give a listen to Max Kellerman's take on what the Lakers should do with Luka Doncic, and not what they should do, or just kind of how they would play things out, Austin versus him. He claims that you should trade Luka instead of trading Austin Reeves.
No,
trying to get him already.
No, you're not. You're not about to do that.
Let me
You're
say what
not
I
about
would
to do that, Max.
If I were the Lakers, I would give serious consideration to moving Luka, and I'll tell you why.
Oh my
You are going to
God.
get if you believe there's a redundancy, Austin and Luka. Luka's a better player than Austin Reeves. I understand that. Luka's a fantastic player offensively, but if you want to win a championship, I believe that your best player needs to be someone who is willing to at least play team defense, like Steph Curry. Bad defender. Steph's a bad defender. But he is a willing defender. It's not his fault he's not good at it. He's just built that way, whatever. But he's a great offensive player, not a great defensive player. But he's a willing team defender, so the Warriors can field championship teams. If your best player isn't that, very hard to win a championship. There is a world in which, if you're really trying to win a championship and you're the Lakers, you go, I can get X. Luka and Austin are redundant. I can get X for Austin. I can get 3X for Luka. You might consider moving Luka. This is me saying it. But do you agree with that, Rich?
Here's what I will say. I will say this, and this is complimentary to AR. If you were sitting here and you said, Rich, you take this one, I'll take that one, I'm not saying they're equal players, but what I am saying is, however you want me to start to then build the rest of my team, I'm fine either way.
With Luka or Austin. In other words, you have to
build a
choose
team.
one because they're redundant.
All I'm saying is I can build a team either way.
Unplug his mic, take the camera and throw it away, cancel the podcast. The show that no one asked for has just made headlines for all the wrong reasons. And look, it's going to work for now because I'm talking about it. People are writing about it. They're getting clicks, but people are watching the clips to hate on it. They're not rushing to the podcast to watch it in its entirety. I mean, at this point, it's getting so embarrassing for that show, and it's so obvious why Rich Paul is on it to try to be this PR figure for LeBron. At this point, I'm guessing that Max Kellerman's next take is just going to be, you know what? Come to think of it, why don't they just trade Luka and Austin Reeves and just build around LeBron, right? Let's just extend LeBron, have him play 5-10 years, and I mean, have him for the Lakers forever, and when he dies, just freeze him and just put him on the court and have a LeBron hologram on the court, run around for this and that. Like, at this point, it's embarrassing. And I get it. Max Kellerman's been out of the game for a while. And there's you want to get clicks. And here's the thing. I know that I have some hot takes too, right? But if I have a hot take, it's because I believe it. It's because I think that it's the actual truth. Whether or not it is, and whether or not you believe it, at least I believe it. Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, they're just saying things that they don't even believe. And if they do, they need to get their brains checked. In what world would you trade Luka Doncic instead of Austin Reeves? Austin Reeves is on an expiring deal. He's got no asset value like Luka Doncic. It doesn't make any sense. And Luke and Austin, they actually work very well together. And LeBron, hopefully he can get his house in order. But Max Kellerman, just do better. That just unplug the mics. All right, I want to talk some quick trade stuff for the Lakers. The Lakers are reportedly looking to package Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent in a trade for a wing. NBA insider Kevin O'Connor, he said that, quote, with the Lakers, the word on the street is they're looking to package Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent together for a wing. Now, Vando is a plus defender, but the Lakers, they want more offense from that position. And Vando, he was out of the rotation for a while due to his issues offensively. But the Lakers are so bad defensively, he's back to playing double-digit minutes because they're so bad. And on the season, he's averaging a whopping 5.1 points per game, 5.2 rebounds. He's under contract for next season. He has a player option for the following year. So the Lakers, they'd be getting out of that deal. And then Gabe Vincent, what do you even do, Vincent? He's got more offense than Vando, but he's just not consistent too. He's got 5.1s per game as well. He's shooting 33.7% from the field. 33.7% from the field. He's the Michael Conforto of the Los Angeles Lakers. Vincent's on a one-year deal, so anyone that's interested in getting him, you know they're not going to commit long-term. So maybe if the Lakers added some draft capital on the trade, and they're reportedly trying to trade their 2032 first-round pick for multiple firsts, I mean, that's like the Rob Pelinka special. Maybe that's a direction that they go. There's also another rumor that they're interested in Herb Jones. I saw this trade proposal on the X that has the Lakers acquiring Day'Ron Sharpe, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody. The Nets acquiring Buddy Hield, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and the Warriors getting Michael Porter Jr. So that could be an interesting scenario for sure. We'll see if that is a possibility. But I think that the Lakers need to start playing their younger players more with Dalton Connect to try to boost some trade value. We saw what the Nuggets are doing with Peyton Watson and having success there. And then there's the other rumor, too. The Lakers are interested in Herb Jones. So we're going to explore that. But the bottom line is they got to get a deal done if they're serious about this season, because defensively, they just do not have enough out there. I agree. Repeal says L take. Talking about Max Kellerman. Or he might be talking about me, which is kind of messed up, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's for Max Kellerman, but maybe it's for me. So all good. All right. Switching gears. Rams versus Bears. It's going to be cold. We know the history. It's going to be one of the coldest games in NFL playoff history. But I'm so sick of talking about that. Like, both teams are going to have to deal with the same conditions, the same elements. And like, that's just what the scenario is. But I got 5 keys to victory for the Rams. And because of the weather, it's win in the trenches. You got to win up front. The Bears defense, they've allowed the second most yards before contact in the NFL this year at 1.9. Since week 10, they've allowed 2.8 yards before contact. The Rams are getting Kevin Dotson back, and their adjusted line yards per game is the best it's been in the last 30 years. Since week 10, the Rams are getting 2.64 yards per contact. So take advantage of the run game and win. The Bears, they rank 27th in quarterback pressure rate, 31.6%. And the Rams are allowing the second lowest pressure rate in the NFL. Advantage Rams. On the offensive side of the football, the Rams have a major advantage in the trenches as well. So I think the Rams offense, when you look at success rate, they have the best running team in the NFL. The Bears, they're right behind them, but it's been different. They have a 48.5% rushing success rate. They have a 0.4 EPA per rush. That ranks 4th. The key in that situation is that it's been the strength for the Rams defense for most of the year. So they've been able to stop them. But the Rams, their defense, they are built to start the run with Poona Ford. And Poona Ford is certainly a guy that can certainly absolutely step his game up on the highest level. Oh, Rose McKain, you see that comment? Robert, saying, where's the Rams music? See? So we got to find these. Here you go. Let's get, where's my joke? Okay, yeah, good point. Here, let's just ram it. I see the Raiders fans, by the way. I'm going to throw in Raiders coverage on this because, you know, I'll throw you guys a bone there too. But hey, shout out to the Rambly. But yeah, that is certainly a major advantage that they do have. They've allowed some explosive runs over the last 8 weeks, but this is a Rams team that since week 14, they've allowed a rushing success rate of 36.9%, right? 23rd in rushing EPA. So the run defense has still been really good. It's just kind of those explosive runs, the Bijan Robinson run, the Kenneth Walker runs, that has kind of inflated that. So win the battle up front in the running game. Second, I think you want to have more 13 personnel and use both running backs. The Rams, they've used the 13 personnel this season. They've used the 12 personnel this season, and you want to see more of that this week. The Bears, they just do not have the personnel up front, I think, to match up with those Rams heavier packages, especially out of nickel. If the Bears, they want to go nickel and match that, the Rams offense, I think, has a lot of success in those situations. And they're going to be without TJ Edwards at linebacker. That, I think, is going to allow the Rams to lean heavily on that run on the inside, run in between the tackles, run in between the guards, go gap duo, go big and physical. And I think, too, you're going to see some outside. The Rams can test the edges there. So I think you can mix it up with Kyren Williams, with Blake Corum. But I'm looking for a big breakout game for Blake Corum, because only James Cook has more runs out of inside zone and duo looks than Kyren. And he's got a 60% success rate. So the Bears, I just don't see that mobility inside. I don't see the ability to match up. And then Blake Corum, he's second in the league in explosive run rate on the outside zone. So yeah, that is going to be the big key in this game is, will Kyren Williams, will Blake Corum have big games, and will that offensive line with Kevin Dotson back, will he have the impact? And then you got those matchups that work for them. And this goes without saying, but in a game that has so much so much in play with the weather and the elements. I think you got to protect the football, and you can't lose the turnover battle. The Bears, they lost the turnover battle to the Packers 2-0, and they still came back to win. But the Bears defense, they're not good, but they take advantage of situations. They're opportunistic. And the Bears defense, they can step up when the other team makes mistakes. They lead the NFL in turnover differential at plus 22. That's 5 better than the Texans. They had 33 turnovers with 23 interceptions. That leads the NFL. You got Byard, he leads the Bears, he has 7 picks. Nashawn Wright has 4. No TJ Edwards, but you got Tremaine Edmonds in there, has 4 interceptions. So that is a big key. When the Bears force a turnover this year, they're 11-4. So that is going to be key because Matthew Stafford, even if he has a great game, he can have an interception. Kyren Williams had the big fumble against the Eagles last year in the division round. Win the turnover battle. Another thing to look forward to, the Bears, they've gone for it 29 times on 4th down. That's the 12th most in the NFL. So that's going to be another thing for this Rams team. Another thing to look at too is you can't get beat on those explosive plays. The Rams have allowed the 2nd most explosive passes over the last 6 weeks. We saw what Caleb Williams is capable of when he can push that ball downfield. Williams has the 4th most passing yards this season on passes of 20 or more yards. He's also ranks 4th with the most yards on short passes. So where he struggles is when you get pressure up front, when you get pressure in the middle, he ranks as the 29th worst quarterback of qualified quarterbacks. When you can get that pressure, he's got the 5th worst completion percentage in intermediate areas of the field. That's by Bryce Young. So if you can force him in those situations and you can limit those opportunities out of structure, you got a chance to at least keep things honest and make sure that he doesn't beat you. Because they just faced Bryce Young. He's such a better version of Bryce Young. He's a lot better version when he extends plays. And he's looking for those breakdowns in the secondary. He's looking for those moments that Quentin Lake had last week where he was intentionally having pass interference calls. So there's going to be some big plays. Can the Rams limit them? We saw DeAndre Swift. He had a 36-yard touchdown against the Rams last year. The Rams cannot allow those explosive plays. And another thing, too, if you get off to a strong start, it's got to be all gas, no brakes. Because the Bears are a team that, here's kind of my take on these two teams. Like, the Bears are a team that has found the wildest ways to win football games, and the Rams are a team that has found the wildest ways to lose football games. And on Sunday, it's going to be at Soldier Field in the elements with Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams. This is the most juice the Bears have had since 1985. I mean, it really feels that way. I mean, of course, yeah, there was a Rex Grossman year. They made it to the Super Bowl. Yes, sure. But this version of the Bears, they feel so much hype about not this year, but they feel like they have their quarterback. They feel like they have their coach. They feel like this is something that's going to be sustainable and that they're excited about their future. Don't let Sunday be Caleb Williams' national coming out party. Don't let Sunday be Ben Johnson. Hey, they hired the next Sean McVay, right? The next coach that's going to run the NFC for a good stretch. Because 2 of the Rams' losses this season have come after blowing 10-point leads in the second half. The Bears just won that same type of game. They were up 21-3 in the second half. So one of the best fourth quarter teams in the NFL, and the Bears lead the NFL in fourth quarter scoring. They average 9.6 points a game in the fourth quarter. So if you get a lead, you got to keep pouring it on. You got to keep pounding. And the Rams, they're allowing 3.8 points per game in the fourth quarter, but on the road, that goes up to 8.1 points per game in the fourth quarter. They allowed 14 points in the fourth quarter last week. That's what terrifies me in this one. When I wake up at 3:30 in the morning in a cold sweat and I'm staring at the ceiling, I'm thinking of a fourth quarter where the Rams are starting to see it slip away and the Bears crowd is going crazy and it's snowing and that momentum starts to build. So you got to play 4 quarters of football and you got to be great at all 3 phases of the game. So if they do take a double-digit lead, you got to play 60 minutes of football. And I feel confident that the Rams can win this game. I mean, the Bears are where they are because they've caused turnovers and they've come back in the fourth quarter. If you don't turn the football over and you continue to press on that lead, I just can't see them winning this football game unless they're taking advantage of turnovers. So I got the Rams win this one 28-20. I would like to have a bigger blowout. I wish I had a bolder take for you, but I'm not Max Kellerman here saying things I don't believe, right? And I just believe that it's going to be a game that is competitive. And that Bears team, they kind of have a little bit of that magic heading into this one. But I still feel like Sean McVay getting some tips and tricks from his buddy Matt LaFleur and Matthew Stafford being the MVP. The Rams getting healthy at the right time. I think the Rams advance. All right. Let's jump to the Mount Rushmore. I saw this, the LA Sports Mount Rushmore. This one is it's kind of a tough one because it is, do you pick athletes that played their entire careers here? Do you pick athletes that are from LA? The way I think that my criteria for all this is it's just who are the best professional LA sports athletes throughout their entire careers here. This one's a tough one. It really is. I think you got to put Kobe Bryant on that list just because of what he means to this city. This whole city's got the Mamba mentality, right, Robert? And 5 championships and MVP. I would feel bad. I don't think that would sit right if they include Kobe on this list. But there's so many names you could pick from. There really, really is. I mean, Magic Johnson deserves consideration. Wayne Gretzky deserves consideration. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, how can you have this without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at UCLA, 3 straight national championships, college player of the year, 5 championships with the Lakers, and 3 MVPs. And he was in Hollywood movies. Like, he was an airplane. Like, I don't know how you could not have that in there. Sandy Koufax, one of the GOATs of all time. I think for me, yeah, how could Shohei Ohtani is going to be on this list? I think for me, I'm just going to Aaron Donald deserves consideration. Reggie Bush as a great college player of all time. Clayton Kershaw, incredible. Jackie Robinson, a 4-sport star at UCLA before he broke the color barrier in baseball. If his pro career was in LA, I'd put Jackie Robinson there. Just put it there. Marcus Allen deserves consideration. Anze Kopitar. Do you throw Landon Donovan? Serena Williams. It's no LA sports team, even though LA used to have the Strings, which was the pro tennis team here. Shaq, honorable mention. But I think Oscar De La Hoya, honorable mention. I'm going Kareem, Kobe. How can you put Kobe on without Magic? It's just so tough. Magic has 5 titles. He has more MVPs. And he even owns the Dodgers and the Clippers, or the Dodgers, the Sparks, LAFC. Sandy Koufax deserves that. I think it's already put Shohei on that list. I'm going to do what mine's ultimately going to be. I'm going my personal list, and that's Kobe, Shohei. I don't care. He's already up there for me. Kobe, Shohei, Kareem, and then lastly, I'll go Magic, even though I think you can make the case for Wayne Gretzky. But there you go. Kareem, for what he did at UCLA, I think it's almost, he 100% deserves to be on here. Who do you got, Nelson? Do you got one? You got Mount Rushmore? Or how about this? Why don't you just grade my list? Kareem, Kobe, Shohei, and Magic. 3. I kind of feel bad for not having a football player on there. I mean, I was going to
say no Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, how could you say? I love Reggie, but Reggie Bush to me, I was at the Fresno State game where he cut back. I saw him in the Rose Bowl do things I've never seen a college football player do, and I think I'll ever see him do. I have no problem saying he's the most electrifying college football player ever, but I can't say he's one of the top. You can't put him in front of Magic Johnson. You can't put him in front of Sandy Koufax or Kershaw. I think that you could certainly say that, like, he's honorable mention, but I can't have Reggie Bush on that list. I just have one Dodgers pitcher. No, Koufax. I got 3 Lakers. I got Kobe, Magic, Kareem, and Shohei.
Yeah, 3 Lakers is too much for me. I think I'd go Kobe and Magic.
I would look if Wayne Gretzky plays his entire career here. There's no. But how could you? Kareem would. I mean, Kareem had 3 national championships at UCLA.
And he won championships with the Lakers.
5 and 3 MVPs. I mean, it's just, and also he was an airplane. I think the thing about Kareem is like his personality. Like, he wasn't like beloved like that. So I kind of understand from that standpoint. Eric Dickerson's interesting. I think you look at the all-time list of football players, Aaron Donald's higher on that list. So I think you would probably, it's not a sexy pick. So I'd probably put Aaron Donald ahead of him. But Eric Dickerson definitely was a phenomenon. Like Eric Dickerson almost said thing is like the NFL equivalent of Reggie Bush in college. And that like they were an absolute phenomenon. They were iconic. They were influential with like, he had the ripped jersey, the goggles, the neck roller. Reggie Bush was Reggie Bush.
OJ
is, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate you taking a stab at it with OJ. But no, where's my, look, here's the thing. OJ Simpson, say what you want about OJ Simpson, but man, he was a one hell of a running back for that USC team. But let me know, who's your LA Sports Mount Rushmore? Let's read some comments here. Oh, the Young Yee said OJ. Yeah. I like, you can spell Trojans. You can't spell Trojans without OJ. BT, we need the 3-peat to happen at Chavez Ravine. Roseman Carino, Rob Pelinka should sign Noel Sanchez to play for the Lakers. There we go. He left, so we'll show him that comment. He never watched the show. DMAC killing as you. What's up, SoCal Red? DMAC killing as usual. Appreciate you, my man. The day ones. By the way, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Give me your top 4. Bloodhound Lil Jeff says, if since Diddy went down, LeBron has been off. Ooh. Come on, man. Come on.
LeBron James.
Hey. Come on. LOL, unplug him. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's wrap the show here. This is really cool. Our guy Travis put us onto this one. Long Beach's new baseball team now has a name, and it's actually 2 names. The Long Beach Baseball Club, the city's new minor league team, officially has a new name. This is from the city's official website, the Long Beach Coast. The selection, which include a public vote that concluded in October, beat out the Regulators and the Parrots. Really? It was right there. And then you still got the Long Beach Regulars. Well, sort of, it says. In a statement, team management said they will use Long Beach Regulators as an alter ego that taps into Long Beach's legendary 90s hip-hop roots. Warren G, known for his chart-topping single Regulate, is part owner of the team and explained the plan in the video. He said, quote, each week what we're going to do is the Coast is going to change the name and come out as the Long Beach Regulators. A team spokesman said the Regulators name will be through select in-ballpark experiences, special activations, creative storytelling, and limited merchandise drops. Team president Aina Patel said that the combination of names, quote, gives us room to explore different aesthetics and push the boundaries of what a baseball player can look and feel like. The Long Beach Coast will play an 11-team Pioneer Baseball League, an independent professional league founded in 1939. They're going to face teams like the Oakland Ballers, the Modesto Roadster, and the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. They're just killing with these names. And I love it, man. The logo's clean, the Long Beach Coast. And hey, how about this? Their coaching staff has some names you'll know. Former MLB reliever Troy Percival, he's the manager, and former MLB third baseman Troy Gloss, it's the Bruin, by the way, he's an assistant head coach. So they're both 4-time All-Stars. And you got a former MLB pitcher, Jerome Williams, is an assistant coach. So they actually held tryouts last month. We got to go out there, Robert, and try out for this. It's going to be their inaugural season at Blair Field. I want to go, man. I want to go. I want to just hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G.
Hey.
Regulator! boys. Mount up. All right, but that's going to do it, guys. Couple more here. We got Tone Loke. Speaking of like good names, is LeBron and his best friend Rich causing this drama? Okay, here we go. History man on the top. Los Angeles is one of the two sports cities. Boston is the other to have at least one championship in each of the four major pro sports: NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL in the 21st century. I like that. It's a great stat. Robert says, at some point, I would like for the Dodgers to develop and call up their young players. Okay, that's fair. Bloodhound Little Jeff, Eric Collins had the best Yasiel Puig call his rookie year. Puig does it again. Man, that ish was the best. You guys are trying to catch me slipping, by the way, cussing in the comments as if this isn't a family show. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this. Yeah, I agree. Ellie says you miss AR-15 and Austin Reeves, no doubt about it. But that's going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Special thanks to my man, Rob. Rob, do you want to do your LA Sports, LA Sports Mount Rushmore? Or what do you think about the Long Beach logo, man? It's kind of a banger.
My camera, I don't know why my camera tripping like that. But yeah, I love the LBC. Yeah, I'm right by there. I'm from Compton. So that's right. That's like my home team, basically. In terms of Mount Rushmore, I gotta say Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Doc Rivers, and Ty Lue.
Okay, see, now he's funny, man. See, that's the thing. We joke with, okay, gotta give him a bruh. Okay, hey, here, this is Rob whenever the Clippers aren't playing. Yeah, we joke with Rob because we call him a secret Clippers fan, and he's fully embraced. He had Chris Paul on the logo, so there's that. Yeah, another thing, too, would be if Kendrick Lamar had a baseball team, like, what would that team be? What would you call him, Trying to think. Not like us. That wouldn't kind of work. That'd be kind of a little played.
The DNAs. I don't know.
The DNAs. Yeah. The Mad Cities.
The Mad Cities. That's good.
The Mad Cities might be kind of sick. How about, and for the All-Star team, there'd just be all the stars. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool.
That's on money.
And like, if you're going to play against them, you're going to have to pray for them and pray for me, right?
Pray for
and even though they're all great players, you have to get humble. You know what I mean? And like, that team's going to have championship DNA, and, they're probably going to sign long-term contracts because they're going to have loyalty and a lot of pride. And yeah, I mean, when they win game 7s, it'd be like poetic justice. And here's the thing, man, like, just don't kill their vibe. But all right.
Yeah. Don't whack out the murals.
Oh, bam. There you go. See, that's the recipe for success. You're a diehard, man. But hey, guys, we're clearly out of our element here. And we'll stick to sports. But that's going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on the X machine at DMAC_LA. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Sunday. I'm going to do a special post-game show after the Rams Bears. And until next time, LA is the city of champions.